Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nate's Minecraft server. I'm starting this with a quick, really sad bummer. Sissy, my Torti cat who I've had since 2010, sadly passed away on March 13th, 2026. Uh, she was doing good. The vet said she was stable a couple months ago, but she just suddenly lost a lot of balance, and they said, she was fine. And I made sure she had food and water, other than my mom feeding her, but in my room and like the litter box and her comfy green uh saucer chair that she's always slept in since we got her. Always so, and she would always watch Ludwig. Her favorite streamer slash content creator was Ludwig, and she also loved Smosh. So, and she would actually watch it too, but she liked to have it on when I was gone, and she always waited for me when I'd go anywhere. But yeah, she was eating her breakfast, and then all of a sudden, I looked. I was trying to sleep in the morning, but I could hear the sounds if she's okay or needed anything. So she started to eat her breakfast for like a couple seconds, and then I heard a thump, and she groaned for like 5 seconds. So I instantly got up the second I heard the thump, and she was really limp. And I picked her up, ran her to my mom, and I said, "I think Sissy's dying." And then uh, handed her to my mom, and she's like, "Oh, Sissy, it's okay, just let go." And literally a second later, Sissy just you could just I saw the light leave her eyes. Not trying to be dramatic, but it was very traumatic. And then later that we immediately made sure we took her to the vet and stuff after to make sure that she was actually gone, but we knew that she passed in my mom's arms with me literally like touching her still because it was like a 30-second span from normal breakfast to she was just gone. So rest in peace to Sissy. She was always by my side at a chair or in a chair. Her chair is still here. Chicken, the bird, the budgie is sitting in the chair in the cage. And he likes games and music and stuff too, but I've had that cat since I was 12 and I'm almost 29, so it's just a very big loss, but I'm glad that she's no longer, whatever is wrong with her that they couldn't detect is no longer wrong with her and that she's at peace and not in pain anymore. So sorry that's heavy in the beginning, you guys, but rest in peace, Sissy. YouTube censors her name, but we will not forget it. Yeah. With that being said, let's get into Minecraft. She's being cremated, and we chose the like individual cremation, the one where there's not enough partition. Can't connect a server. Well, epic, bro. Please. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because usually she's in the face cam on some of these or in the Might and Magic gatherings, but she has unfortunately passed away. Yeah, but I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to take a moment, and I'll probably pause the footage to just figure out a little something. But I felt I needed to record, but I also had to say that, and I couldn't not say it at least once somewhere. But sadly, that is true. Um, she was very happy and peaceful for her final months. Like December 6th, she randomly just uh like when she stood up from a nap, she just would fall to the left, like as if her leg was hurt or something. But she would just sit and stand and just keep falling to the left and like backwards. And we didn't know why, so we waited a day and then observed her just like sleeping and laying around. And because it was, I think Friday night, so no vets around do emergency stuff like that. But she wasn't. She was eating, she was drinking, she was sleeping, and she was normal, and then just couldn't sit upright. We took her to the vet Monday morning, and they did a bunch of stuff, not like poking and prodding, but just general health tests. And he's like, "She looks healthy." They took did a couple updated vaccine, not vaccines per se, but things like that she just needed to get, and tried a different one where it's like basically for cat arthritis because she was old, where it can boost their um like their strength and joints for a while, and you do it every 2 months or months if it works, and if not, then you just don't need to do it. There's no adverse side effects, but we did that, and she was good through December, a little wonky still, good through January, a little wonky, and then February she got a little more wonky, and we're like, what do you do? So, because she was still eating, still sleeping, and she'd have really good days, and sometimes she'd have kind of more like dementia days as a cat, literally, to where she just would be wandering around and she would think she's in a different room because you could tell by what she was trying to do. If she's like on the right side of my room, looking towards the other way, she's thinking she's in Michael's room with the litter box. She didn't go potty or anything where she wasn't supposed to, except for the night of the 12th. She had a little poop under my bed, and I'm like, huh, that's usually not good. And then, yep, morning of the 13th. Friday the 13th, the second one in 2 months. So it's just like, damn. And that also was the first full day of Steven/Moonfall, my cousin's Pokemon Crystal live stream, which I not blindly, but blindly signed up for because I knew I'm going to go there and hang out and stuff and be in the shift. But it's Pokemon Crystal ROM hack version, basically, to where there's other Pokemon and some stats are changed to where it's better for the challenge. It's not a Nuzlocke, but it was get all 276 Pokemon for that game and beat the story. So me, Steven, our cousin Colton, well, Steven's brother, my cousin, our friend Danny, and our cousin Jake all got together in different shifts and played it for about 6 hours each, some more than others. And that was fun, but Friday morning, Sissy passed away, and we took her to the vet, set up the cremation and stuff, and came back home. Me and my mom did. My dad was at work, but yeah, and then 2 o'clock was my shift for that, so I just had to my shift for that day was, I think, 6 p.m. Sorry, my brain's a little fuzzy from it, honestly, but I went over there at 2 something to drop the Danny and Colton off some pizza my mom ordered from Casey's, and yeah, but we played through the game a lot, and it was fun, and it was fun for my shifts playing. I played Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then today I had the dentist to get some crown stuff finalized, and on the way home at like 12, in between noon and 12:20ish, they were at 274 of 276. Steven and Danny were still on all night into the morning, and then the last one we all agreed would be caught with a Master Ball, because it'd be funny no matter what it was, just to end the run with the Master Ball, and it was Mischievous, so they caught the Mischievous and then went to the Game Dev Tower, basically, and got the certificate in-game for beating the game, and then they took, like, the Wojak picture with it, and then also there was a shot of chat point of view of the camera that took the phone camera that took their picture, so it was just epic. I edited that picture-in-picture from the stream, full screen view, above them with that view in it, and said, chat POV as well above it. So that was very cool. It was very fun. I know I sound monotone, but it's also kind of late. I'm exhausted from having to do that. Like, the day my childhood cat passed away very traumatically, literally, like, in my hands, in my mom's arms. So, very rough, but I love you, Sissy. I miss you. I really do. There's little things that we'd always do all the time for years, like, different little routines with, like, watching stuff, or you make any food that's meat or cheese or milk, or you crack a can open, she's right there walking in front of you, and even singing sometimes, and I loved her purr. Such a sweet girl. Ornery thing, but she knew what she liked, and I would teach her, like, right paw, left claw, to just hook it into my door and open it, and she would do it with such sass. People that would hang out around knew how she had good comedic timing. Like, literally, I know it sounds silly, but DJ Gimmick had wrote a character basically for her to be in Season of the Curse 2, and we didn't get to film it. I wanted to film it in October, November, whatever, but just my grandma passed away in October as well, and that was very sudden, and she was 83 with dementia, so it was just a lot, and then now that, but anyway, we wanted to film that, but Sissy was like, you would say some funny shit or some wild stuff would happen, and then she would, like, walk through the door but hit her butt off of the door to where it opened fully every time, even if she could fit through the door, and it was just always it was annoying, but it was funny. I made the little screws with the hook you can screw into the wall. I screwed one into this room and the other one with 2, like, daisy chained rubber bands on it back in 2018, 2019, so that she wouldn't fling the door open on me, or me and my ex, or me and my friends recording or whatever, but I didn't want to latch it, because then she'd pound on the door to get in, because she wanted to hang out. She wanted to game. Literally, she loved gamers. I called her my gamer girl kitty. because she just literally was. But yeah, those are just. Damn, I'm gonna cry. Shit. Huh. Sorry. I'm not gonna apologize, but yeah, I just literally started crying looking at the sissy stoppers, as I call it, because it wouldn't stop her from coming in, but it'd stop her from flinging the door open, because she'd walk through, push it, and then the rubber band would have just enough slack to catch itself and shut it behind her without actually latching. And after a while, like the first ones, like dry rotted from being just hung out there for a while, so I'd change them out. But it's been pretty much the same ones for a few years, so I just see them hanging there. In the last couple months, I hadn't really used it because I'm like, well, she gets confused on which room to go in or gets lost here in the studio. So if I, close the studio and leave my door a little more open, she'll find her way in easier, and she did. So yeah, we get this mini Sissy episode, and yeah, I know a lot of friends loved her for a long time, and even other people I'm not friends with anymore always really, really liked her, and of course Punky too, but he's been gone since 2017, so it's just wild. I know there's a video on here called Mandatory Love Your Pet Time, and it's featuring the song Pets by Twerp, where it talks about take the 5 minutes or the 30 seconds to turn around and just give that pet a hug or a little smooch, a little head pat and say I love you and take a photo. Something like that, because, anything can change in a second. Anything can change in a minute or a day or a week, like that. Even with our loved ones as well, your friends who you've seen your whole life, every day, whatever, your friends, your family, your parents. But the pets one is a really tearjerker, nice kind of like synth rock song with vocoder vocals for some of it. But I think it's 2021. Sissy's sitting in her chair behind me, and I say, oh, mandatory hug your pet time, and I give her a hug, and she wakes up and is looking at me, and I love you, Sissy, and she's just purring, and yeah, it's gonna be different. We still got Casey and Michael, but they don't get along, so at nighttime one's upstairs and the other one's downstairs, and they have their own little areas and such, so it's just like Sissy was the one who got along with both, and she would always be by my side in her little green saucer chair, no matter what was in that chair too. There's pictures of her laying with Game Boy stuff in it and fucking flashlights, like my LED light phase. Anything I'd need to set in that chair to organize, or candy, whatever, she would just lay on all of it there and just sleep all the time. Me watching stuff, me playing stuff. Xbox 360 in high school era, playing Minecraft for the first times. PS2, GameCube, all that stuff. Punky was more of my sick kitty when I was younger, but she was too. If I was sick, just right there in my legs, behind my legs, by my head. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I might, of course, talk about Sissy some more, but I'm just wanted this episode mainly to be focused on some good memories, but the major news of it happening, because it sucks. It really sucks. But we've got the chicken, we've got Casey and Michael, and I'm glad for all the years that we had with Sissy. Almost 17 years is really, really crazy. Because me and Steven we tried to get her as a stray from on my street where she was, obviously. And I don't remember how, but one night we got her to come close. And she was less than a year old as a stray from some people who sold their house down the street, but then left the kittens outside. And Michael's mom was one of those kittens as well. Her name was Carly. But me and Steven were hanging out one night years ago when I was 2010, so 12-ish. And we had the garage door open, and Steven grabbed her, and we were running in the garage as my mom's coming out, and shut the door, we got the cat. And then oh, okay. So we shut the garage door and then just set her down upstairs, and Punky was like, what the fuck is that? Because our other cat, Gary, had passed away a few months before that, and he was a cat of mine from 2002, I think we might have got him. And this, so he was 8-ish, but Punky was big boy then. He was 20 pounds. And Sissy was so tiny as a less than a 1-year-old cat that she just literally sat on a DVD case underneath and on the table the night she came home. And Punky was very unsure of her, but she stayed the night. And then in the morning, I think she went outside, and I was like, no. And my mom was like, she came back. And then Sissy came back to the door and just meow, meow. And just, okay, we'll let her in. I'll tell the first story of what I see. When I first saw her the first couple times, she would always be in like attack mode because my cats would be outside with us a lot at the time too. So it was like stray and indoor cats meeting, they're going to react. But when I saw her, she looked like she had no ears. So her nickname as a stray for a while was No Ears until we got her. Like my mom was like, we need to get a sound with like a Y, like baby, something like that. And then something said Sissy, so that's how her name got set. YouTube takes it as a swear because it's like you're calling someone girly, but that was never the case. If you have a sis, you call them sis or sissy sometimes. So that's that. But yeah, she stayed overnight and then came back, and then they used to go outside a lot more, but just the neighbors that we've had for the last since like 2012 or so. Our other cat, Carly, Michael's mom, Sissy's sister, went missing in 2013, and we don't know where she went, but uh, they spray like way too much fucking weed killer. So, and she gave birth to the babies in the old truck of the previous owners that lived there. So she would always go over that way to kind of hide and hang out. So we don't know. There's other animals like coyotes and stuff that pass through too, but they kind of quit going outside like 2020 ish, and just because like, well, everybody's gonna stay inside. I don't want to be outside to find one of the cats. So, and it's a busy street too by a school that like is never not busy. So it sucks not being able to take them out like that as much. But yeah. And it was like one of those things too where I told Sissy, I'm like, I know you want to go outside. If I open the window, she'd go crazy and walk up the stairs and come to my bed and just start staring at the window. I'm like, here. And she'd sniff the air and be going nuts. I'm like, this is going to be the spring that we're going to get, an outdoor corral for you guys and have really good outdoor time. And then just, it's been so cold on and off. It's like turbo wind and rain or turbo cold and snow in the Midwest. Like, it's snowing right now, or at least today, yesterday. 3/15/2026, fucking snowing after torrential downpour raining and then fucking just tornadoes and shit that just destroy everything. It's like, can we please get a break, dude? Can I please get a break? I've went on a lot of tangents. I miss my cat. I'm glad I had a lot of good years with her and so many photos and videos, but I look at her and I just makes me sad. It makes me happy that I have many more memories of her to hear from people and to go through myself and to see in videos and photos over the years. But it just makes me sad that she's gone still right now, and that it was just so sudden, and yeah, you guys get it. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I know this is really, really different after all the stuff with Chris and I that was so fun and goofy, but there are dark parts of life too. But those good things help remind us that it isn't always like this, and that there are people and other animals and things in life that you can lean on when something else goes away or something changes. And sometimes a lot of things change at once, and it's hard to find where you really can feel okay. But in your own head is the hardest place and the scariest place to be and to feel okay. But the sooner you not try to rush that, but just let everything feel. Like, don't not feel angry. Don't try not to feel sad fully. Like, let yourself think it and feel it, and then talk to somebody or just say it out loud, and just sort of let the thoughts form and go through them and shit. Yeah, grief is heavy and weird because it's like you're angry, you're sad, and just other stuff too. But when you get your head in a better place and just try to get solid, it still feels like you're pushing them away and like they're disappearing, but it's just pushing them out of the position of pain in your brain and like that physical pain in your chest when you think about it too, or in your stomach, until you can talk about it or think about it or look at stuff from it, and it just makes you smile or happy cry or sad cry, but not feel as painful as before. Like getting to that spot somehow and relying on other people not relying on other people, but once you get there, you can help yourself a little more with other friends and shit. I know I'm rambling and not making as much sense, but I have gotten plenty of sleep. I've gotten plenty of food, and like the last couple months, I haven't went crazy with anything marijuana. Really, I smoked my pen here and there, but just been tired after all that. The stream ended earlier today, and I've just kind of been in like post stream like awesome, but then also just like, oh, like my body's still used to having to be there, be going there, be looking it up, or watching the stream and such. But yeah, just take care of yourself and try to take care of your friends, at least verbally, and listen and stuff, and know your own limits. And it's okay to say no sometimes. The real people who respect you will understand and figure it out. Like they'll be like, okay, we can figure this out, or we can go on with this part without you for now, or we can do this another time, or hey, I understand. And the ones that make you feel bad for you saying no are not good friends, and they might be good friends, but it's not cool to just not be human and understand that we go through things differently, but we all go through the same things one way or another with a lot of shit. And I know there's horrible ways that can lean either way, for good or for bad in life, but I hope we all get the good, and with the bad, find strength together. Love y'all. Love your family and your pets and your friends. Take lots of photos and videos. You don't always got to post them, but try to put them on a flash drive or a hard drive or something. All right. Bye. Better, happier times next episode. Check out the RB series too, because that's still going to be coming out. I don't know when this is going to air.